How are we, boys and girls? Welcome to the Going Down Under podcast. I'm your host, Braam Hein, Cruising Koala on all social media platforms. And here we'll be deep diving on all things health, wellness, and fitness related. I just got out of the shower, so don't judge me on how I look. Unless you think I look good, then stop. Sorry. Episode 8? I think 8. Yeah, I think 8. Are we on episode 8? Yeah, episode 8. I think I messed that up. Anyway, doesn't matter. Music tip for you. Tip? Recommendation, that's the word I was looking for. Sleep theory? Gas. I know I shouldn't call you, but it's raining. If I hit that, I'm goated. I don't think I did though. But today's episode, a little weird. A little frisky for you. Not the word I wanted to use. But I actually don't have anything planned on purpose because I want to talk about perfectionism. And I feel like if I wrote a lot down about this, then it'd kind of be hypocritical. Not really, but I don't know, I just felt like it'd be more raw. But regardless, I really want to talk about perfectionism because, I don't know, I feel like it's something that I struggle with a lot, and I feel like a lot of people do, and they either don't realize it or they just don't care about it. I think I've talked about this in a previous episode before, but also I saw a video by this guy called Shane Top. He's a comedian or actor, or both. He's a comedy actor. He's on Smosh, if you guys know what that is. I do, because I'm weird. But he made a YouTube channel recently, and he also uploaded a video about perfectionism a few days ago, and it really hit home with me. And I had an episode planned. I had written it all down. I was like, I really want to talk about perfectionism because it's something that I really, really struggle with, and I have for a while. And I didn't really think about what it stemmed from until recently. Yeah, it was, and I think it was more. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I think it was mainly due to the fact that I wanted to prove myself in every situation because I thought that I wasn't able to prove myself in every situation, if that even makes sense. Like, I was never the best at anything, and I was like, I want to be the best at everything, or at least a few things, and I wasn't ever the best. Like, I wasn't even the best basketball player at my school. Now, I mean, I am now. Like, like, out of all the people that went to my school, I think I am, personally. Is it irrational confidence? Yeah, probably. I'm still believing it. But, like, lifting, I was always, like, everyone knew I was really good at it, but, like, really strong. But I was never the strongest. There was another guy on my team, T-Mac. Fuck. No, I love T-Mac. He's my guy. He's also just a freak of nature. He's so strong. He's so athletic. Looks like Chris Brown. It's kind of unfair. Also, I had other teammates who were just strong as shit. I had a 6'9" African. It was 250 pounds of pure muscle. Shout out Manny. Miss you, baby. But like academics, in high school. I was middle of the pack. I didn't really care about it at that point, but now I care about it. I care about it more just because I know how valuable it is. At my undergrad, I was never the smartest. I was smart. I was never the smartest. And here at Michigan now, my master's program, I'm definitely not the smartest. Every single person that I hang out with is way smarter than me. And I like being around people who are better than me at things, which is ironic to say as a self-proclaimed perfectionist, because I want to be the best at things, but I also want to be around people who are better than me at things. So it's kind of a give and take of I always struggle with not being the best, but I always want to get better, so I have to hang out with people who are better than me, which is like just domino effect of not being enough, I guess. But yeah, also basketball, I guess. When I played 4 years at my undergrad, I was never the best. I was never top of the table, but I always thought like I should have played, and that really got to me because I was like I feel like I'm whatever. I'm not gonna get on that tangent, but regardless, perfectionism is, I think, a thing that a lot of people don't realize they have because it's just kind of pushed by the world. And one thing that kind of always hits me harder than I expect whenever I hear it is that the world wants you to be a perfectionist because that makes you need things. It makes you want to more things. I want you to buy, like you need to buy this new thing. You need to buy the new Apple Watch. You need to buy these new running shoes. You need to buy these new clothes. You need to buy this new camera. You need to buy this new gear. You need to buy what is Andrew Tate's thing called? Like the masterclass program, the Hustler University. You need to buy that because you need to be at the best. You need to be the top 1%, whatever. And it's so ingrained in society that it's not okay to be good at a lot of things. You have to be the best at everything, which is kind of counterintuitive because obviously not everyone can be the best at everything. Someone is inevitably like just better than you at something. Like there is a person, at least another person in the world who is better than you at something. You will never be the Michael Jordan / LeBron James / Michael Phelps, because even if you are, someone will surpass you, or someone is already surpassed you. They just haven't got the platform or stage to have shown it. So, big business, big money man in the sky, in the realm of the cloud, I don't know. They need you to feel inadequate, so you buy more things. And I'm also not saying that the bare minimum or just striving for good is also good, because then you're just limiting yourself. So it's one of my professors always talks about the Goldilocks effect. There's always negative implications, and then it gets into this kind of area where it's perfect, Goldilocks, right? It's the bed that's just right, and you need to stay in there as much as you can. So if you get too far this way, then it just starts to bang, dead. Not dead, but like bad. It's like the law of hormesis, which is just also that's something different entirely, actually. But basically, what I was trying to get at, the law of hormesis or whatever, is a little bit of something bad is good because you adapt to it. So like training, I guess, because training technically isn't something that humans just do. Like if you push your body to a limit just enough, your body's going to adapt, and then there's going to be a new limit, like there's new baseline, sorry, that your body is now at, which was better than what you were before. But if you overtrain and you do too much, you just have negative effects. You get sick, get injured, and then you're just back to the baseline. This is haywire. This is going in a lot of different places. So I literally just got out of the shower. I'm changing the episode right now, and I don't care. So this is going to be all over the shop. But the perfectionist mindset will always be pushed by the world and by most people just in general, just because it's just what people have been brought up with and what people know and what they see. I mean, social media is a pretty classic example of you looking at the guy with the yacht, the guy with the fucking absolutely chiseled delts that's on roids or whatever, and in the perfect lighting with his smoke show of a girl or guy, I don't know, and he's like, I worked hard for this, whatever. And you look at that and you're like, oh, I'm not that, or blah. But it's also a thing that I think a way in which people don't realize they're doing it is that they're idolizing this version of themselves. They think it's in the future, like, oh, I'm gonna be this in a year's time, 5 years time, whatever. But in reality, I think how a lot of people misinterpret that is that they don't envision themselves in a year. They just envision a better version of themselves that they aren't right now. And they view that person as better than them because they are, because you've made up a person who is you. Also, by the way, I'm talking to myself. You made up another version of you that you feel as though is actually in a year, but you're just imagining that time frame, when in reality, you're just creating the person that you are currently not, who is better than you, and then you start to feel bad because you're not that person. And it's a hard thing to do, to realize that you aren't that person right now, but you can be. But it also is such a harmful thing to create the person in the first place, because you aren't him or her, and you won't be that person until you're able to get to learn the things, to get the physique, to do that, which takes an immense amount of time and effort and controlled energy towards, And it's weird to say that, because a lot of people were like, oh, okay, well, no, like I know that it's in a year, but you're constantly comparing yourself to that person, when that's not the point of trying to be a better person. The point of trying to be a better person is to build to it and know that you aren't that now, and that's okay. But the object that is perfection is in itself an object, and you can't just grab it and take it. The object of perfection is to have and to hold and to look at, and to hope that you're going to get, not hope you're going to get there, but pick out qualities of it. And because the perfect person is never going to be realized. Everyone has flaws. And especially within new hobbies or new skills or new language or new sport or whatever, if you suck at the thing, you're not just going to be good at it. And I've been caught in this trap before when I try to start something new. Like, what have I tried to start recently? I'm really struggling to think of something now. Okay, so say the whole TikTok podcast thing, I didn't start it for so long. Like, I had made videos. I haven't told many people this. I had made videos like in my room or whatever, but I obviously never posted them until the one that I posted when I was here. But I didn't want to start it because I wasn't good at it. And then I felt bad because I wasn't good at something that I hadn't done before. Which, if you really think about it, doesn't make any fucking sense. And it's really a struggle for a lot of people because there's not a clear vision for how things go. Everyone wants a linear trajectory of how things go, but it's usually a trajectory of where you're not very good, you're not very good, oh, slightly better, oh, okay, oh, you're actually really good, and you actually surpass your expectations. And it's just a weird phenomena that was I don't know who first thought of it, but fuck that guy. of where you just start something, you're not good at it, and you're like, oh, I suck at this. I'm going to go back to not doing anything. Because at the end of the day, you just need to put your name in the hat. Like, you just got to try it. Because that's the only way you're going to know if you're going to be able to achieve something or if you're going to get something. You just got to put your name in the hat, dude. Like, the more times you practice, the more energy you put into things, the more entries you're going to have in that hat. And because ultimately it's a luck of the draw. But if there are 100 entries in the hat and you have 10 of them, you have a 10% chance of your name getting pulled, right? But if there are 100 entries in the hat and you have put so much time and effort into something and you have put 99 entries into that hat, there is a slim chance that you will not get picked out of the hat. Are there going to be some times you don't get picked out of the hat? Yes. And by picked out of the hat, I mean get good at something or achieve the goal. Like I've seen people respectfully play basketball for a long time and still not be very good at it. But they put a lot of time and effort into it. So it might just be there might be one shot away from getting the confidence boost that they needed to become good at the thing. I felt like that didn't happen for me until nearly my junior year of college. Like, I felt like I put so much time and effort into basketball and I wasn't getting any better. And then something clicked my junior year and I was like, I'm good at this shit. Like, I am good at this. Like, and it's just, obviously I think it was more of a confidence flip, but I don't know what that was. Like, my name finally got pulled out of the hat and I was like, I am good at this. And other people started to recognize that as well. But yeah, it sucks. Like, perfectionism sucks. How to cope with it is to just, you can't just obviously get good at being a perfectionist or realize that you are a perfectionist, but just starting to pick up on your tendencies of when you are being a perfectionist. Like, if you're starting something and then you realize that you aren't very good at it, so then you slowly start to do less of it. If you pick that up, you're like, oh, actually, no, I'm gonna do it. No matter if I suck at it or not, I'm gonna do it. Whether it be weight training, whether it be tracking calories, whether it be studying for an hour a day, maybe, or like journaling, maybe, if you want to do that. Just prioritizing those things and realizing that when you're trying to have that perfectionist mindset of it's not, if the day or situation isn't perfect, then you're not going to do it. Realizing that is happening and still doing it anyway, that's on the road to becoming better at it. And also, it takes a while. It obviously takes a while. I'm still struggling with it now, but that's also why I'm making the video, that it is okay to suck at shit. Like, embrace the shittiness. It's gonna be fine. Like, one of the big things that I suck at is writing papers. But the ironic thing is that I get pretty good grades on my papers. But I think the thing that I suck at the most is starting the paper. Like, I'm really, really bad at starting papers. I don't know how to put pen to paper, but no one really does that anymore. Put fingers to keyboard and start something, because I don't know where it's gonna go, which is kind of the point of a paper. But if I feel like if I have an outline or a rough idea, then I'm gonna do pretty well. But if it's kind of my own thing that I have to do, I really struggle starting it. So I remember one of my first weeks in Michigan, not many people knew who I was because I came in late. Whole story, I'll explain that one time. But there was a writing professor that came into our, what class was it? Something. It was a really fun class. This is where I met a lot of my friends. Dr. Rebecca Hassan was the professor of it. She's an absolute goat. She's a G. What was the class called? Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. So we're writing the whole purpose of the class is to write a research paper at the end, like to collate everything and have a research paper conducted, right? And I really struggled with a lot of the work on it because I didn't know how to start. Like I didn't know where to begin. I had my ideas and everything, but I didn't know where to go. Like I didn't know how to start it. So the guy came in and he's like, hey, what's your guys' biggest issue with writing? Like well, not the issue, but like what's the biggest problem that you guys have when you guys are writing? And obviously it's in a class, so not many people were talking or like raising their hand. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just shoot. I put my hand up, I was like, starting it. And everyone kind of had a little laugh because obviously like it's a pretty self-explanatory thing to do. You usually just have to, you just have to kind of write and just like word vomit, and then you'll kind of get a rough idea. But I didn't know how to do that. I don't really know. I still don't really know how to do it. I just kind of go now. But in the class, he was like, all right, I'm gonna give you a life lesson as well. Just embrace the shittiness. It's gonna like realize that your first paper, your first draft is gonna suck. It's not gonna be your final draft, and if it is, that's a problem because you either have the smartest brain in the world and you can write down exactly what you need every single time the first time, in which you probably have one of the highest IQs ever, or you realize that everyone is the same and it's called a draft for a reason. You're gonna have a shitty draft at the start and it's not gonna be good, but that's what revision is for. That's what doing it again is for. That's what you put it down so you realize, oh, this doesn't sound right. I should word it like this. And you word it like that. You're like, oh, since I worded it like this, I should probably change this section. And then so forth. And then you get a snowball effect, until you make the prettiest looking fucking snowman you've ever seen. And you're like, wow, where did this come from? And then you realize it's because you didn't know what was going on. You just fucking wrote everything you could. And then you're like, what? This doesn't make sense. Chopped it down. So the themes in which you were writing, kind of reworded it a little bit, and then bang, you have your final product. And that's kind of the whole key to perfectionism, is to just fucking go and write and just enjoy the process, but obviously, okay, enjoy the process, yes, but that isn't the point of starting things. The point of starting things is to trying as good as you can at it and just realizing that you're not going to be good at it to start. But that's kind of my whole spiel, I feel like, on perfectionism. That's the next episode, don't worry. That was the notes that I wrote for this episode. I don't know if you can see that. It says episode, it said 10 originally, but then I changed it at the start of the episode to 8, which was right. It just says perfectionism, and it says intro. And the rest of it is blank. Because I just wanted to have a raw talk. Again, why do I keep saying raw? Stop. But yeah, it's going to be fine. Like, you're going to be okay. Don't worry about it, mate. Like, it's fine. Truly. And just because you aren't the best at something now doesn't mean that you're not going to be great at it later, or one of the greatest. But you're never going to be perfect. Like, that's why I love basketball so much, really, is because LeBron, Steph, MJ, these guys are all considered the pinnacle, right? Steph is considered the best three-point shooter of all time. One of the best shooters of all time, one of the greats of the game. Brother shoots like 42% from three. He hits less than half of his shots from three. He also pulls it from like half. Different story. He's nutty, obviously. But he's not perfect. If he was perfect, how many shots would he hit? 100. But you can't. Like, it's impossible. No one's never not missed a shot in their life. That's why it's such a big deal when someone has a game where they don't miss a shot, because you're like, holy shit, that's nuts. Remember when Serge Ibaka went like 12 for 12 or 13 for 13 in a game? I still remember that game because of how nuts that was. Like, I watched that game and I was like, this is insane. He hasn't missed. That's why people, respectfully, that's why people remember Sean Livingston, because his midi, he felt like he didn't miss. But that's the only thing when people remember about Sean Livingston. Obviously, I remember about Sean Livingston because he's a dog. I remember that he was a dog and he was booming on kids. Not kids, booming on people. And he had long ass arms. 6'7", sorry. But, like, and no one's perfect. Even, like, that's the only part of Sean Livingston's game that I really remember. Like, he was a good basketball player other than that, but, like, no one's perfect. LeBron isn't perfect. He's a great, great, great basketball player. Top 2 ever. That's no debate. But he's never been perfect. He's extremely efficient, but he's not perfect. But anyway, I'm gonna get off my high horse. I don't even think that's the right terminology to use in this situation, because I wasn't really on a high horse. I was kind of on a low horse, maybe? Like a donkey, like a pony. But I got off it, regardless. Anyway, I appreciate the love and support from all of you as well. Hopefully these are entertaining, at least a little bit, or informational, or both. I aim to be both in my daily life. Well, I kind of out of breath right now. Am I? Okay, probably not. Don't ask that question. But you are beautiful. You are fantastic. You are the prettiest little guy that I know. Even if you're a girl, you're the prettiest little guy. No, I'm not calling you a guy. But that's just my terminology just for people. Just a little guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just little guys in general. In terms of the grand scheme of things, we're just little guys. But it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Whatever you're going through, if you are going through anything, if you're not, hell yeah. Good for you. Fantastic for you. That is a wild backpack. Sorry, I just saw someone's backpack and it looked nuts. I didn't even know how to explain it. It's like red and yellow and shit. Sorry. Tangent. If you are going through something, like most people are, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's there. Just gotta keep walking. And remember to always just throw your name in the hat. Give yourself as many opportunities as you can to succeed, and you most likely will. I love you. I'll see you next week.